Right, so here we are at the Stephen Keshi International Stadium in Asaba. The first 45 minutes have gone by. It's goalless, but it's been a very exciting first 45 minutes, and we can't wait for the second 45. Victor, the Ugandans have been everything that we thought they would be, and it's been a good game of football.
Good game of football, first 45 minutes, highly contested. It has to be about XISVVCX Samuel. I think what a player he is, what a fantastic player. If you're seeing him play for the first time, what a talent. And that is what you want, an addition into a team that is good, and this great competition into the squad, So what will I say from the first 45 minutes? It's just that we've not seen any goal from both sides, We might see goals in the second half. But I think I've seen the pairing of Semia, Ajayi and Agu, not bad. It's good to have these players utility players that can play in different positions in the team, It just shows how solid the Super Eagles is. And we're playing a very good opponent, so it's been a fantastic first 45 minutes.
All right, I'm glad you raised the issue of Samuel XISVVCX because there's some people out there that would say that he's overdoing it, dribbling a bit too much. What do you say? I mean, with a little bit of sense of purpose, I mean, he's a talented player, but is he being a little bit excessive?
He's a player that has that attributes and the belief. He's not scared to take those risks, to take on players. That's what I want to say. He's a good player, and when the player has that confidence, this is his first game he's playing with the Super Eagles. And it just shows all those attributes we've seen him playing with Villarreal in Spain. And it shows Kenneth Road his eyes for good players, Bringing these good players into the ranks, creating competition. That is what we need. We need the best 23 players to represent Nigeria come Cameroon next year. And it's going to be a good addition to the squad.
All right, before the start of the game, we spoke about Victor Osimhen and being a must for him to show Coach Kenneth Rowe that he's got the ability. First 45 minutes, what's your take?
Not bad. You can see he has that hunger he wants to show. I think it's not bad, the first 45 minutes. We want to see more, but I think he has time for him to prove that he's good enough to be part of the team. It's not in that level of Igalo yet, but it's one of the players for the future. So we cannot just write him out now. But so far, I think it can get better in the second half.
All right, let's also look at the middle. We're missing Ndidi. We're missing John Mikel will be the captain. And in the absence of Onazi as well, these are the strongholds of the Super Eagles midfield. How would you rate what you've seen so far?
No, fantastic. It shows that this team can cope without Ndidi, Mikel, and Onazi. Chess, it's good for football, especially when you talk about football, It's great, and it just shows, I think, Kenneth Rowe will be happy that without these key players, those playing in the absence of those players are doing a fantastic job. That's what we want to see. The great teams, you have to have players that can replace the other players and coach and play to the next level, and they are doing that, So I'm proud with that. Etebo has come of age. You see the way he's playing, full of belief, full of confidence. And Agu, who is playing with him in front of the defense, not bad, but we can see more from him. But the team it's been fantastic. It just shows that winning mentality, that consistency has been showing in this team.
All right, defensively, the Super Eagles have done well. They are yet to concede a goal. Looking likely that they will not concede a goal. Our goalkeeper, Daniel Akpeyi, hasn't been really very busy in the first 45 minutes. And talking about the second 45, the manager has said that he will make a couple of changes. So we're looking forward to seeing more players come out here and strut their stuff for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But just in case you missed out on the first 45 minutes, Bowie Atama is standing by for the highlights.
The highlights of the first half, what we're watching, the Ugandans galloping forward there and almost getting tripped. Well, it was a very tricky one. It could have been anything, depending on the decision that was reached. At the other end, of course, the Super Eagles coming very close. Victor Osimhen, the youngster, towering very high, getting his head on the ball, but not being able to keep it on target. And now another opportunity is Collins, who swings that one in. Again is Osimhen. There was a Ugandan defender paying very close attention to him and ensured he didn't do any harm to them. Another look at that. And Osimhen always finding himself in the right place at the right time. A young man that is as predatory as they come. Another opportunity, but this time to the Ugandans. They almost turned it in. The desperate defending from Nigeria, able to keep the ball away. That was the kind of ball that could have gone anywhere. Ganel Karete, but with a free kick. That one just over the bar, lazily struck. And he put a call on it quite all right, but it went too high before it came down. And another opportunity, great opportunity there. And twice, pulling the trigger, twice, too many people between the shot and the goalposts, keeping it out. So it is safe to say that Nigeria, that's Chukwueze, Samuel Chukwueze, mesmerizing with the left foot. He could do a lot of things. Ahmed Musa is picked for offside. Well, it's a toss-up whether he really was offside or not. And the fans are going berserk here with joy, with enjoyment. They are loving it, and they are lapping it up. Full Stephen Keshi Stadium here in Asaba, witnessing football of the highest quality from these two sides. Ahmed Musa, even if he wasn't picked out for offside, he already missed that one. But that's how it has played out in the first 45 minutes of this encounter. And look at that, one goal attempt each, neither of them on target. Quite incredible. Fouls 11-10, but possession, Nigeria dominated possession, bossing it 63 to 37% by the Ugandans. Nigeria had 4 corner kicks to Uganda's 1. Nigeria picked offside 3 times against none by Uganda. Nigeria 1 yellow card. Uganda have picked up 2 yellow cards. So the Super Eagles would appear to have been super in the first half with only the goal missing. And it's all about goals, isn't it? So we have another 45 minutes, hopefully of equally or even more entertaining football coming up in the next few minutes. So let's just sit back and wait. Perhaps the best is yet to come.
Oh, thank you, Bowie. The statistics shows clearly that the Super Eagles have had the most in terms of possession in the first 45 minutes. We're hoping that in the second 45, they're able to take full advantage and put the ball in the back of the net. Now, talking about changes that we're likely to see coming from the Super Eagles, the manager has said he will make changes.
There's 6 changes.
But where do you think is most likely going to come from? We saw Truce Ekong warming up just before the end of the first 45 minutes. So it's likely that he will start the second 45.
And maybe the likes of Ahmed Musa will be rested. Maybe Ekong comes in. Alex Iwobi might be rested because those players played all the games, the 90 minutes in South Africa some few days ago. So we made 6 changes. It's an opportunity to rest some players. And it's an opportunity to foresee other players, you know, and make a judgment of these players, you know. But so far, it's been an entertaining first 45 minutes against a very good opposition, Charles.
It'd be interesting to see Moses Simon back in this squad as well. I do remember he was injured before the start of the FIFA World Cup, and Moses Simon definitely loved by the manager of the Super Eagles. So all of those changes, hopefully to make a difference for the Super Eagles against the Cranes of Uganda. Well, you've got to look at the Cranes of Uganda as well and say that they've really held their own. They've been expressive on the pitch as well. They're very quick off the mark and a good team to watch out for.
It's a team that has pressed themselves away from home. It's not a fluke in African football, in world football. They've not conceded in their last 5 games. So it shows a lot of belief in this Uganda squad. And I will give credit to the NFF of bringing Uganda here to play the Super Eagles. It's a good test. It's a good preparation for the Nations Cup. We don't know what will happen in the first 45 minutes. But whatever happened, we've seen a good game of football in the first 45 minutes.
All right, you look around the stadium as well. I mean, it is jam-packed, I can tell you that. And there are a few Nigerian artists and comedians here at the Asaba International Stadium. One of them, Rude Boy, the one half of the twin brothers, P-Square. And he's been entertaining the crowd ever since. And it's just absolutely fantastic.
It's festival time. It's fiesta in Spanish time. You say that. Football mixed with music is great. You won't see that in a competitive match. It's a friendly match. Why not? You can see the fans. This is something they will not forget in your life. It's not every day you see the national team coming to play here in this part of the country. So credit to NFF. Yes, we can say the NFF president is from the States. But it's great to go to different parts of the country and for these fans to see the Super Eagles playing. So you can see everybody's having fun here, Charles. You know?
I can tell you as well that there's still many more people outside of the stadium. I mean, the authorities had to shut down the gates to stop people from further making entry into the stadium. It is a full house here at the Stephen Keshi International Stadium. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, the people of Asaba will remember this for a very long time. Their very first international game, and they're relishing all of it. Samuel Carlo, Super Eagles number 17, will make the difference.
Yes. It just shows Carlo, people were criticizing him in the beginning, he holds on to the ball, but he has shows he can change the way he plays. Similarity to Chukwueze Samuel, he holds the ball, but he has his belief, in how he plays, you know. And these players that can express themselves, you should allow them. They have the quality, they have the belief, they have the talent to do that. Not everybody, every footballer can do what Carlo or Victor Moses or Alexi Iwobi is doing, Ahmed Musa. So these players must encourage them, give them that freedom to do whatever they can do because they have that talent to do what other players cannot do.
Does this in any way put pressure on the manager of the Super Eagles to go to Cameroon and win the Cup of Nations? Because, I mean, we haven't seen this crop of talent in the Super Eagles for a very long time, we must admit.
It's not a guarantee. If we get to the last four, we'll be great. You have Senegal has a very good team. Mali has a very good team. Egyptians have a very good team. The Uganda have a very good team. So there's going to be, the competition is going, the level of the competition comes AFCON next year will be very high.
All right, we're getting ready for the start of the second 45 minutes. And of course, that is a picture of the governor, the executive governor of Delta State, clad in the Super Eagles jersey, the most celebrated jersey in world football today.
He has to be happy. He's the #1 citizen of the state. He should be proud.
This is an edifice. I mean,
yes.
even the former president of Nigeria, His Excellency President Olusegun Obasanjo, was here to commission the stadium. You know, and he had glowing things to say about the Delta State and, of course, the governor as well. But right now, it's all about the football. It's goalless after the first 45 minutes. The second 45 is about to start. So let's take you to our team of commentators, led, as always, by Bowie Atama.
Thank you very much, Charles. It's a carnival atmosphere here. Earlier in the day, of course, like he told you, ex-President Obasanjo, they're always president in any case, even when they're not in office. So President Obasanjo was here to commission, he was here to commission this stadium. It's a brand new one. And of course, the full moon is here with us as well. And that's why our cameraman, ever alert to their surroundings, were able to give it to us. And we're looking at pictures that are a little bit, some kind of mist between us and them. But of course, the clearer pictures are with us now. The fans are here. Nobody's going anywhere. They want to see this game right up to the end. We've not seen substitutions just yet. Alex Iwobi, he has done the grafting work. And we're waiting for the kickoff of the second half. It's going to be the Super Eagles now with a kickoff. The Cranes kicked off the first half. It ended square between the two sides. And here we go. Here's the Super Eagles with Alex Iwobi receiving the pass now, the kickoff. It is goalless just yet between Nigeria and Super Eagles and Ugandan Cranes. In terms of their ranking on the FIFA log, the Cranes are ranked number 79 in the world at the moment and number 17 in Africa. Nigeria are 44th in Africa and number 3 on the African continent. You could say a wide gulf between these two sides, but it's not playing out on the pitch here. The pitch is gritty. It's give and take. And of course, Samuel Chukwueze floating that one in, and oh, a header just flashing wide. And of course, during the halftime, perhaps Coach Gernot Rohr has seen enough potential, the potential that is in Victor Osimhen. He has brought in Isaac Success of Watford to take his place. Three substitutions, of course, we'll give you their names in due course. But one of them certainly is Isaac Success, who flashed that header that almost gave Nigeria the lead. And also, we can see that Samuel Kalu has come in for Samuel Chukwueze. Obviously, Rohr was not inclined to have two Samuels in the side at the same time. That probably would have made it sound too biblical, if there's anything like that. But there's nothing too much about the Bible, I'm sure. But still, one Samuel left, another Samuel took over. Samuel Kalu, incidentally, is also another mesmerizing player, and you expect to see a lot of action from him. He plays for Bordeaux in the French Ligue 1. He has come in to take the place of the man from Villarreal in the Spanish Liga. Daniel Akpeyi deliberately kicked the ball out so that a Ugandan player who is on the top can receive some attention. The referee is calling for the medicals to come in. And of course, the fans are having, never mind if the Nigeria there is turned topside down, has been corrected. Zamilu Collins. Hard tackle. But incidentally, I think it was the aggressor who ended up worse off. You can see from the look on those faces, some of the fans here are not particularly impressed by the dexterity of the Nigerian players. What they want is to see goals. So if you want to see a smile on their faces, some of them at least, you've got to start banging in the goals. And I can tell you something, if Nigeria were to score first, what you'll hear is, give us more goals. They'll be crying for more goals, but at the moment nobody's saying anything. They are waiting for at least one goal from their darling Super Eagles. Very close attention there paid to Isaac Success, another ex-junior international doing his thing with Watford of England, and really coming into his own gradually but steadily since the start of this season.
Success has been doing well for his club, Watford. You know, he has been out for a very long while, but coming back, he's been trying to get himself into the team, and this is another opportunity for him to show what he's got. We all know, yes, he's a prolific goal scorer in years past, but he has to reenact that form. That's the only way you can play in the senior national team. If you don't do that, nobody gives you that opportunity. Gallo right now is on fire for the Super Eagles, and there is no way you want to keep Igalo on the bench except he is injured. And at the moment Igalo is injured, this is an opportunity for them to take it. If they don't take it, Igalo comes back, he will be ahead of all of them.
Indeed. That's the name of the game. Igalo, of course, is not here today because he's injured. And we also don't have Ola Aino, the Chelsea player that's out on loan. Odion Igalo plays his football in China, in the Chinese Super League. And he's been on fire for Nigeria, getting a clutch of goals against Libya in the 2 legs they played. A hat-trick in one of them. Nigeria leaving it a little late already. And the referee says play on. There was a tumble of 2 bodies there. They both went down, and the referee allows play to continue. It's a free kick to Nigeria. Samuel Kalu was the man that was bundled down.
Boy, one thing I can assure you from the fans is they always are saying cry will definitely come. You cannot stop it. If the Eagles fail to score, you will see it busting out in no time.
Indeed, the Nigerian fans are just crazy about football. And once their favorite side is delivering the goods, the Eagles can have their back anytime. Good football from the Ugandans. Godfrey Walusimbi collecting. Walusimbi, of course, one of their most lethal players. The sliding tackle. Sliding tackle from Nigeria's Mikel Ago, but he wins in the process. A free kick for Nigeria. And the man he almost made a monkey of is Godfrey Walusimbi. Full-blooded tackle from him, and professionally done. Another foul. The Ugandans perhaps bringing their size and stature into the brawl. Captain of the side is the man who committed that one, Emmanuel Okwi.
That's the foul on Jamili Collins. The good thing going for Jamili Collins, he came in at the right time when the Super Eagles left full back was having issues. You know, this guy was about retiring, and what's his name again? Chechile. You know, and then he just came in at the right time and fitted in, irrespective of where he's playing for. He's playing for Paderborn, yes, 3rd division in the German league, but he has proven himself in the national team.
Exactly, he has practically made that position his own, and it will be interesting to see who can dislodge him from there. Of course, we have another youngster who also is doing well in the local league. I'll remember his name in a moment. Plays for Akwa United, and he also has been part of the Nigerian teams in recent years. Another poor delivery, this time from Samuel Kalu. The Eagles out. That was almost well delivered to Mikel Ago. He just couldn't flash the ball across. Very calm defending from Nigeria's Super Eagles. Another free kick. The Ugandans beginning to apply the rough edges now. And that time the culprit is Derek Nsimbabi. Derek Nsibambi. Gennett Raw. We've seen a lot of promise in his boys now. I think for him it's time to begin to deliver. And the Super Eagles have not yet started delivering. Samuel Kalu. I think he was picked for handball. his first touch wasn't as clean as he would have wanted. That again. Well, between the shoulder and the end of his arm, it's always been controversial that the referees decide what they think it is.
But with the way he placed his arm, there is no way the referee will call that for a foul. You know, if he had put his hands down and then go to chase that ball, he would have done that without raising his hands.
Okay, I take your word for it. But we also sometimes, they'll ask if your hand was in a natural position. If you're going to jump up, and he did leap to chase that ball, then you need to swing your arms for elevation. And that is neither here nor there. The Ugandans come forward now, looking determined. The referee allows play to continue. Alex Iwobi would seem to have been quite energetic there. The referee didn't think there was anything wrong. The Ugandans are beginning to up the ante now. You expect that in the first half, they were taking it a little bit easy. They must have grown in confidence and are looking to cause another damage to the Super Eagles if they possibly could.
Well, we can see the Super Eagles have reverted to their old way of playing, always trying to play a long one forward. They are not trying to keep the ball the way they used in the first half. First half, we saw them stringing passes and then creating chances. But now they've gone back to the normal Super Eagles, or Super Eagles that we know, you know, play 1-2 touches and then a long one forward for a Gallo or somebody to catch up. But that's not happening here in the first half. Now they are doing it. That's another long one again from Ekong Trus. You can't continue playing long balls like this.
Indeed, especially if you don't have very tall people in the attack. It's a free kick. Substitution for Uganda. The man that just came on, jersey number 10, is Alan Katerega. And coming on also is Patrick Kadu. Alan Katerega is jersey number 10, and Patrick Kadu sporting jersey number 22, coming on for the Ugandans. That would seem to be too long, but he can keep it in. No. What an accident in a way. He actually got to the ball, but he kicked it flush against his other foot and sent it further on its journey into touch.
We are this time, one will expect General to pull Ahmed Musa out. You know, Musa played the last game in South Africa, played almost 90 minutes, and today again he's here. You have players that have not really tested, that you've not really tested in the Super Eagles. This is an opportunity for you to see them play. You know, it's so sad that you don't give players opportunity to play, and in the next call-up, they are thrown outside from your team. You give everybody equal opportunity, and this is a massive place for them to showcase themselves. A friendly game. It's not a do-or-die affair.
Indeed, I agree with you. At least rotate some of them who have not seen action today. Kelechi Iheanacho is on the bench. Lekon Adeleye is also on the bench, as well as Moses Simon. Then you can see a player down from the Uganda side, just lying there. That is Khalid Aucho. Khalid Aucho in a tango with Alex Iwobi. And the Ugandans would like to bring in some frustrating tactics here. You can see David Iwobi. And once they set you off that way, you need to be very careful and keep your cool. Because when you're jittery and agitated, Alex Iwobi, that's how dexterous you can be. That's Mikel Ago, another great touch from him. We've seen some skills in this game. There may be no goal just yet, but these have been exquisite touches. And the Asaba fans are much the luckier for it. And going through now, sends a cross across. Oh, that cross was rebuffed. It was Samuel Kalu winning a corner for Nigeria. Another dancing eagle. It took the place of Samuel Chukwueze. And Samuel Kalu is dancing his way through into the heart of the Asaba fans here. And you can see even the youngsters are applauding, having a great time being here in the Stephen Keshi Stadium. It's swung in and headed away very effectively and firmly too. Kalu. Eagles throw. Samuel Kalu again was the aggressor here, but he seems to have done himself no good at all. Well, it was still a solid tackle, wasn't it?
Very solid tackle, but I'm not sure there was much contact on him. Well, he will stand up. He's a strong man. He's young. He's got so much pace, so much energy to expend. So he needs to be up and doing, because the little flashes he has shown, has kept the fans on their feet. So he needs to get up and just continue. But I'm not sure it is that bad that he has to go off the pitch.
Well, Victor, sometimes these things look innocuous, as if there's nothing to it. Just like I thought the other time about the Ugandan player, but you never really know. Still, the faces of people expecting to be given reason to celebrate before the end of this game. They are all pensive, they're all waiting, they're all looking, they're all, I'm sure, hoping. Referee allows play to continue. Alex Iwobi couldn't get to the ball, he's beaten. And one man almost making nonsense of the both of them. Again, the Ugandans not proving very easy for the Nigerian Super Eagles. Samuel Kalu has got some deft touches. And of course, as we can all see, John Ogu is coming into his natural position. Victor, you did say it, because very easily Truce Ekong has slotted into his usual position, and John Ogu had to move up to his all natural position.
But if not Ekong on the list, so I wasn't surprised for that changes to have been made.
The aggressive approach of the Ugandans continuing. That is a free kick to the Super Eagles. The Ugandan player is down and is... it does look like a cramp. It does look like a cramp. And that he needs to be attended to. Mikel Ago was the man that got in a tangle with him. I think it was number 4 against number 4, Timothy Awani. No, actually number 4, Tadio Luanga.
I think Mikel's tires got to his knee, got to his thighs. That's why it was really painful. It was really painful, because if you see his reaction, you will know that he got a knock from Mikel Ago, and that's the knee going to the thigh. It's a painful one.
It's a family affair. Another Super Eagle warming up. Moses Simon. Moses Simon, who also plays in Spain. He might be coming on any moment now. Mikel Agu. Isaac Success.
I believe it's time for Musa to take a bow for Moses Simon to showcase himself. He's been off the national team for a while now due to injury, but he's recovered and it's good to see him back.
It's Good to see him back, one of the better players of the Super Eagles in recent times. Great touch, oh! That pass, if it had been threaded through, could have caused all sorts of havoc. That was a definite, deliberate hacking down. And I expect a booking there. Captain of the Ugandan side protesting with other players clustering around the referee. They usually don't like that, but I see a card coming out. And the Ugandans had better hope it's a card to only one person, because it could result in multiple booking. Not a very disciplined approach. And that's a yellow card. Gifted Khalid Aucho. Khalid Aucho given the yellow card. And it's Samuel Carlo who caused that to happen. Yellow card for the man who plays with the Churchill brothers in India. He plays for the Churchill brothers in India. And he's just received the yellow card. Victor, we have another substitution coming.
I suspect it should be Ahmed Musa. You know, Moses Simon. It's sad that he couldn't make the trip to the World Cup after worked so hard, you know, to help the Super Eagles qualify to the World Cup. But football is like that sometimes. You work so hard and you don't rip off it. You know, he wasn't that happy. We heard over the news how he tried to tell himself that he's fit and he's ready to go. But, you know, the medicals are saying you just cannot. And at the end of the day, he didn't. That's to confirm it. That's Ahmed Musa that is going to take a rest for Moses Simon to come back and reinstate himself into the Super Eagles team. He has been so fantastic for the national team. There is no doubt about it. You know, Moses Simon has done so well for himself and for the national team, aided them to the World Cup, but unfortunately he missed out of the party.
Rousing acknowledgement of Ahmed Musa's contributions to Nigeria. A free kick that couldn't beat their defense, but it's still the Super Eagles with a chance to move forward. Iwobi decides to go wide. And a quick turn of speed there. A lucky one for the Ugandans. The Super Eagles winning another free kick.
That is Khalid again. You know, from the onset of this game, he has been intimidating the midfielders, attackers with his size. And that's him again on Moses Simon. No, that's on Isaac Success.
Isaac Success, indeed. Khalid has been throwing his way around, no doubt about that. Khalid Aucho, the man who plays in India. And the Ugandans wanted to effect another substitution. And I wouldn't be surprised if they were to pull out Khalid Aucho. But it's a free kick in the meantime for the Super Eagles. Samuel Carlo with the free kick. And no, he was able to goal. And from this direction, you would have thought it was well into the net. It was not to be, but I'm sure it gave the Ugandans a fright.
That was a good attempt by Carlo. Just a little inches off the right-hand side of the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper has gone down after that save. You know, but now you will get to understand how the Ugandans have played 5 games in the Nations Cup qualifiers and not conceded any goal. This is even their second keeper, to tell you that their defense line is very solid behind. Because for them to have gone up to the 70th minute without conceding, you know, it goes to tell you that, look, these guys that have not conceded all this while was not a fluke. No, haven't gone 5 games without conceding a goal. They have showed that here again today.
Absolutely, Victor. And the substitution already effected. Coming on is Ibrahim Juma, and he came on to take the place of Tadio Luanga. Ibrahim Juma on now. Ibrahim Juma is 25 years old. He plays for Kampala Capital City Authority in Uganda, KCAA. So free kick to the Super Eagles, to the frustration, to the obvious frustration of the Ugandans, who think that the Eagles, that the referee is easy on the Eagles. Alex, well, it wasn't in your pictures, but Alex Iwobi was urging the fans, the Nigerian fans, to drum it up, to hit the drums with venom, to crash the cymbals with enthusiasm, and to blow the horns sonorously, but that was straight to goalkeeper Omar Salim. The Ugandans picking up the pieces from the back and looking for that one opportunity that could make all the difference. And they're playing like a team now. They know where each person is. That pass was supposed to go to that man, but it didn't. William Troost Ekong. Iwobi couldn't stop that ball and only helped it straight to a Ugandan. And they're coming forward now, looking dangerous. The Ugandans stay down. The referee didn't see anything wrong there. And it's a free kick to the Eagles. Tackle from behind. Quite obviously, the Ugandans playing around with the ball, trying to buy time. We have 15 minutes to the end of it here. And the referee had to go there and separate them. He's the substitute for the Ugandans. Came on as a substitute, and he's trying to make his presence felt. And the friendly spirit doesn't seem to be quite here. Another substitution for Nigeria. That's the man that was involved in the brawl. And Henry Onyekuru taking the place of Alex Iwobi. Onyekuru, of course, is a player that does his thing in England.
The game is not any longer looking like a friendly game, because we was beginning to see temper rising in this game, which is not supposed to be. You know, the referee has to be in total control. If not, things are going to get out of hand, because you can see that the Super Eagles are eager now to score, even though it's coming a little bit late. We've got less than 15 minutes into the end of the game, including additional time. You know, they would have done this earlier. You know, they relaxed too much and now wanting to. And the Ugandans have set a formidable defense, you know, to just keep their clean sheet that they've kept all this while.
and hoping to get the Eagles on a counter-attack if the opportunity were to arise. Well, it's still goalless here at the Stephen Keshi Stadium in Asaba. And then there comes the Ugandans. The Eagles rebuff that attack. Again, the Cranes take over. Really making life very difficult for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And at the moment, making them look anything but super. Henry Onyekuru, who just came on, is actually on the books of... Yes, he's actually on the books of Everton. They're out on loan at the moment. Uganda taking it easy. Another Ugandan player is down, and you can see him pointing to where he insists the injury was. Godfrey Walusimbi. Godfrey Walusimbi, 29-year-old Kaizer Chiefs player. He operates in South Africa. Ugandans playing with great understanding, and that one is slammed over the bar. That's how dangerous they can be in moments like that.
That would have been a goal born out of nothing. You know, he just had that little shake off, went inside and then tried to release himself, but just had the ball just didn't come down. You know, it was a little bit high.
12 minutes to the end of it all. It's still goalless here at the Stephen Keshi Stadium in Asaba. And, oh, an opportunity. That one almost slipped through to Isaac's Success. Not quite. Uganda through. A little quicker than the Super Eagles on the ball, the Ugandans are at the moment. William Truce Ekong, last-ditch defending from him. Ugandans getting the greater feel of the ball. A tackle from behind. The Nigerian goes down, was trying to shield the ball. And the referee says it's a goal kick. Well, it's a free kick actually. But Daniel Akpeyi is walking up to take the free kick himself.
Akpeyi has to do something. He has been on holiday all day. At least, so let him be taking the free kicks at least.
Indeed, I understand that. So that it doesn't, the cold doesn't get to him or anything. Another free kick, Samuel Kalu, mesmerizing, very tricky. And it looks like a natural companion for Samuel Chukwueze. We're inside the final 10 minutes of this game, and the ball touched through. Oh! Goal line clearance there. The Eagles on the cusp of achieving what they probably would have wanted right from the beginning. But the Ugandans defending exquisitely. Came back in a clutch, about 4 or 5 of them together, and there was just no way for that ball.
That was a great chance that just fell to Mikel Ago, but he just didn't take it.
Samuel Carlo couldn't cross the ball in, but he wins a corner for his side. Oh, actually, Mikel Ago was that. They have these similar-looking hairstyles. Mikel Ago with a corner. Decides to go for inside the 18-yard box. Well taken. Heads go up. Just lashed away, but it's still the Eagles with the ball. Attempting to come back, but lifting the ball high in the air. Just what Victor Ezeji has not wanted to recommend all day. Because the way they lobbed that ball in, you would have expected them to do 1-2 passes and come forward with it.
That was a risky header from the defender trying to find his goalkeeper.
Ekong gets the ball away. The Eagles coming forward and looking for a way now. Samuel Carlo, he is going to escape that man. He pulls him down, and I expect another yellow card there. Definitely a yellow card. And it's all in a bit to frustrate the Eagles and ensure they don't approach their vital area.
Samuel Carlo has actually escaped, but it's not a bad time to take a yellow for your team. It's about 7 minutes to go, excluding the additional time. You know, at this point in time, if he wouldn't get red, you know, it's not that bad because he was already chasing your goal and you had no option than to take a yellow for your team.
Well, Godfrey Walusimbi, I'm sure he's playing out the script of their manager, of their coach. They must have told them at a time like this, with under 7 minutes to the end of regulation time, do whatever you can to stop them. That might be counterproductive if the Eagles were to get their set pieces in order. And to think that that was taken by Samuel Carlo, who has such good close ball control. But at this time, given the field to slam it forward, he slammed it too far forward.
It does happen sometimes. This is just to tell you that he's also human. You know, you can't be perfect in everything that you do. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes you just get it wrong.
Quite so. It's a free kick to the Eagles. The Ugandans inclined to contest every decision of the referee. Samuel Carlo, he goes through again and again and brought down again. He's drawn more fouls perhaps in the few minutes he has spent on this field than any other single player in the Super Eagles side. That's his kind of football. The Cranes trying to keep possession of the ball. I'm sure they would want to run down the clock as much as possible. Samuel Carlo perhaps would have done well to release that ball immediately, but he's a great dribbler, no doubt. And I'm sure the temptation is almost always irresistible.
It is better sometimes to just be tricky because you came in the second half and all he has been doing is dribble. And they've noticed, okay, whenever he holds the ball, you know he wants to dribble. What you should be doing at this point is try to make 1-2 touches, and at some point you just have to do your thing.
Well, I'm sure that's something the coach would want to take up with him. Most of these players are still very young. Most of them have to learn how to manage a game like this. Ball forward, there's nobody there except men in red. And the Eagles coming forward again. A great pass coming through. Lovely tackle. Majestic defensive action there by Uganda. They get the ball away. Want to initiate an attack right from the back there. And there's only one red shirt. Now there are three more of them coming forward. Well, for some reason, the Ugandan allows the ball to go. Another substitution for Nigeria. Another substitution for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, or for Uganda, rather. Milton Karisa is the man that comes on. Ugandan coming forward, looking dangerous, and it's a free kick to Uganda, to Nigeria rather. It came into Milton, of course. Milton Karisa came in to take the place of Moses Waiswa. Moses Waiswa, the man that plays for Vipers of Uganda. And for Nigeria, Kelechi Iheanacho, very popular with the Nigerian fans, is coming on for a cameo appearance. Just about 2 minutes of normal time left. And he comes on to take the place. Well, Nigeria looking to more attack now, but it takes the place of Nigeria's John Ogu. So they want to throw in more attackers, hoping to do something there.
But there's nothing wrong throwing in attackers, honestly, but they should be wary too that the Ugandans can hit them on a counter.
Indeed, which is what they've been attempting to do for some time now. Is the Ugandans with the ball coming forward, the Cranes looking to end with a flourish here in Asaba. I almost said Calabar because the Super Eagles have played some of their games in Calabar. And it's a goal kick. The ball had crossed the line when he attempted to hit it against the Nigerian defender and himself on his side. Corner kick. Nigeria played some of their qualifiers in Calabar, some others in Uyo. And today it's the turn of Asaba to witness an international football game involving the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Samuel Carlo, perhaps he should adopt the one-touch system that Victor is advocating. Free kick, Super Eagles.
Well, playing Iheanacho that deep in the middle is not a good one for the Super Eagles, because I think he should have pushed him a little bit forward, because Iheanacho will not have that mind to go and come back, because if he goes, we will always remember at the back of his head that he's a striker and will want to stay there. And that gives loopholes in the middle for anybody to make use of.
Indeed, and probably they would, the football aficionados, as it were. We've seen up 90 minutes. I tell you, seems only just a moment ago, but it's almost at the end now. 5 minutes added on, and 5 minutes for Nigeria to stop the Cranes of Uganda. 5 minutes for the Cranes of Uganda to achieve something spectacular if they could. 5 minutes for the Super Eagles of Nigeria to nick the most needed goal here. But it's not going to be easy with the robust defending of the Ugandans. And Mikel Agu didn't scoop up that ball sufficiently well. The Ugandans looking for a way through the Nigerian defense. They are in control. Playing around is the substitute, Milton Karisa. Ugandans are bigger. In aerial balls, they always have the advantage. There's an opportunity for Nigeria to come forward. Isaac, success. Waited too long. But I think he was waiting for his men to run in there, so he would have a specific target to send the ball to.
But this looks like an offside for me, because he took off a little bit too earlier before the ball was released. You know, it looks so much like over, and that's why you can see the coach of the Uganda side was very furious with the assistant referee.
A header that misses target. Samuel Carlo could have been the hero today if that had gone in. Well, the Eagles still have a little above 3 minutes left of the added time here to make hay. The Ugandans taking their time. Goalkeeper Omar Salim taking his time, and the referee just humoring him, and he allows him to continue. Claims his bootlaces are free. The referee is talking to him, but you would expect the referee to recognize this for what it is, a ploy to buy time, or rather a ploy to run down the clock. And he has succeeded quite well indeed. He was taking well over 30 seconds to do this.
Bowie, if you were a goalkeeper and you've kept a clean sheet up till this time, you can do anything you need to do just to buy time and make sure that the game runs out. You know, haven't stayed up to this point. Every keeper, what they want is to keep a clean sheet.
Well, he took almost a minute to do that. The referee perhaps was too lenient with him, to the frustration of the Super Eagles. Ugandans punting the ball forward, looking for a chance to deliver the coup de grace. Keeping possession, doing it nicely indeed. They're still with the possession. The Eagles not putting enough pressure on them. The Eagles not getting the act right. And the goalkeeper a little bit profligate there, giving the ball to the wrong person. The Eagles coming forward, Mikel Ago, with a chance to give a telling pass, and the pass went through everybody. It's a throw into the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The action is becoming a little bit more frenetic now. The closing stages of this game. Very soon it will be a matter of seconds. The Eagles pouring forward, thinking perhaps rightly that this might be their last chance to end this game on a high. It's the Ugandans that get their head to it. A shot that was truly unnecessary. They would have thought that ball would be pulled out, but instead, Isaac Success attempting to go for goal. Probably the wrong decision at that time.
I believe he had the opportunity to hit the ball at the first time instance, you know, but he decided to go around everybody and then do a pullback, but that just did not work.
It's 5 minutes. And you would think that this is over. Any moment you expect the referee to sound the long blast of the whistle. And it would have been another great outing for the Cranes of Uganda. And again, Nigeria continues to suffer, to huff and to puff each time they meet the Ugandans. A great pass coming through. Good touches there, Milton Karisa. Offside, says the referee. You expect that the referee would sound his whistle any moment now. That's what we're waiting for. He's added almost a full minute of time added on time. And you would expect that that whistle could come any moment. But the final hurrah, perhaps, by the Prince of Uganda is crossed very well. And it's slashed away from the Nigerian goal mouth clearance. And it's the final whistle here at the Stephen Keshi Stadium. The Ugandans are in cloud 7. Their manager, Sebastian de Sabre, looking very happy. The Eagles looking sad. Then you could say the Nigerian coach congratulating the Cranes of Uganda for coming here to Nigeria, holding the much vaunted Super Eagles to a draw. But you might argue that this is, Victor, you might argue that this is only fair, considering that these are two countries already qualified for the Nations Cup. So neither of them are pushovers.
Oh yeah, we can say that over and over again, because they are both qualified to the Nations Cup. And it was a tightly contested game today, because we saw how they really wanted to score. The Eagles wanted to score. You know, because it was a friendly doesn't mean we didn't get what we expected. Everybody was okay with what they saw. We knew it wasn't going to be easy, you know, to run over the Cranes, because they have always had this record above Nigeria. That's one thing that has been going for them. And they came with it into this game, knowing that, look, when it comes to head-to-head with Nigeria, we're ahead of them.